If there's one thing in horror that I am sick to death of, it's got to be those freaking jump scares. The Axe Murders of Villisca stars Robert Adamson, Alex Fernka, and is directed by Tony Valenzuela. What's up, guys? It's time for another Netflix horror review. Why am I wasting my time on this one? Oh, there's a reason why. Because this is based on one of my favorite unsolved mysteries, the Villisca Axe Murders. It's just one of the creepiest stories ever, and it's true. You see, in 1912, the year of the sinking of the Titanic, there was a story that happened on June 9th in Villisca, Iowa. This family of 6 and 2 guests, so 8 people total, they are leaving church one night and they go home. In the middle of the night, like 2 o'clock in the morning, this guy has been waiting in the attic the whole time. And while they're asleep, he roams the hallways of the house, he grabs an axe, and he kills every single one of them, all the way from the parents to the little children. It's one of the most brutal crimes in history, and it was never solved. And I've always been super curious about this case because of not only the brutality of it, but also the juxtaposition of pure evil against complete innocence. Because that's what this is. It's something that's just insane, with no rhyme or reason. When they were doing research on this case, they couldn't find out any information. There were a couple of suspects here and there, but they could never pinpoint anything. And the biggest thing is they couldn't really pinpoint a motive. And so it's always been one of the most interesting unsolved mysteries. And it's chilling. It's really chilling. So I've always wanted them to do a movie based on this. A proper movie with a big director, or a capable director. And unfortunately, the Axe Murders of Villisca is not that. And mostly because of the story. There are some interesting elements to it. I have no problem with using the actual case itself as a foundation and then coming up with a fictional story in the present day. I have no problem with that, but this was not executed right. As a matter of fact, it uses all of those tropes that we constantly see in horror movies today. Too much CGI, stale, uninteresting characters, and of course, a multitude of jump scares. And that's really all they have in their scare tactical belt. It's just all jump scares, and it's never really scary. So I've pretty much given you the cons there. There's the cons of the movie. So I'll go ahead and tell you what I did like about it. This movie is lit very well, and I think that does go a long way in a horror movie. There are some really atmospheric scenes throughout. And a couple of those jump scares I thought were effective, but most of them weren't, and it's the same punchline over and over and over again. But also, it does go by pretty quick. It definitely kept me interested the whole way, but it's not something that I would jump right back into again. This is probably the only time I'll ever watch this movie, and because I'm so interested in the case itself, the movie kind of does it a disservice. So I won't watch it again. And I didn't really go into a big plot synopsis of this because it's just really basic. It's these 3 kids. They want to go and dig a little deeper into the story of the Villisca Axe Murders, and they get stuck there. And then this evil spirit takes them over by feeding off of their insecurities, feeding off of their dark paths, and using those aspects against them. So I kind of Tarantino'd this review, didn't I? I did everything in reverse, all the way to the plot synopsis. So I'll go ahead and give you my rating, though. My rating for this, it's going to be a 2 hours lost, really. It almost gets to a humdrum just because I did have a decent time with it. I got through it. I wasn't bored, but I'll never watch it again, so I guess it's a 2 hours lost. Or maybe that is a low humdrum. I don't know. That's what on paper we'll say 2 hours lost. So anyway, guys, I highly encourage you to research the actual case because the case much more interesting than the actual movie. And they do give you the summary of the actual case in the movie. But yeah, the real case, chilling as hell. Also, I'm in September, which is a primer for October, which is 31 days of October. In Killer Flicks, I've created a thread called the Horror Tally. It's the official 31 Days of October thread. If you remember, you can go in there and you can tally all the horror movies that you're watching for the year, kind of like you would do on Letterboxd. You know, it's all interactive. But we're having a lot of great discussion on there. Also, a lot of great discussion about the new Halloween news with Jamie Lee Curtis. I completely flipped my shit when I saw that news. I put something up real quick, like 2 minutes in my car, and it's probably the worst update I've ever done because it was more of a reaction than an update. But I am super excited about the new Halloween movie. Can't wait till it comes out in 2018. We're going to be talking about that this Tuesday on Scream Stream. So be sure to check that out if it doesn't already air before I get this review out, because I'm not sure yet. But myself and Cody Leach, we're going to be talking about Halloween 2018, the whole episode. And it's kind of a big return of Scream Stream. Haven't done Scream Stream in quite a while because of this whole move. And also be sure to follow me at Drumdums on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. If you like what I'm doing, hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and Drumdum out.